Hey everybody, thank you so much and welcome back. Thanks for stopping back by, hanging out with your girl. Thanks to all the newbies, the first time watchers. Make sure that you go ahead and subscribe because it's me. I mean, I'm new and all to the game, but I'm worth coming back for, you know what I'm saying? So today I decided that I wanted to do my first story time, and it's kind of a dramatic um, story, and it was definitely trauma in my life. And I feel like I've always wanted to kind of tell the story and get it out, but I didn't know how. And not so much get it out, but just, sometimes you can go through something, you kind of hold it in, and you don't really talk about it if it's something that's really traumatic to your life. And because this has been quite a few years, and hopefully I can remember how it all went down. It was really, really quick. So this is not going to be a long story time. But hopefully someone would get something out of this, I guess, to not make the mistakes that in this story. So basically, my sister, I live in a well, let me start here. I live in a kind of a large city, and you have to get on and off of highways all the time. And this particular night, I was driving with my two small kids in the back. We had just gotten something to eat, um, and we were driving down the road, and my sister, who was due any day, she decided that she wanted to go into labor. And we always support each other. And at least, if not, go into the room to see the baby deliver, we always are there at the hospital. So I am like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead to the hospital and, um, because the baby is about to be born. So it's not funny. So I am going up to this red light. It's a lot of red lights on this busy highway, and I'm about to cross over a four-way. And mind you, let me just give you some backstory before I get into the juice. I am a really good driver. I feel I don't like to drive. I never have, because I've always had someone in my life that would drive for me, basically. But I'm a cautious driver. I rarely run yellow lights. Like, I'm not going to try to beat the next car. I'm always paying attention to my surroundings. I have, thank God, very few accident tickets and situations. I have gotten some speeding tickets here and there. This I think I'm maybe in my life, and I'm 30 something years old. I've probably gotten for less than five speeding tickets, and three of those tickets was in the same month. So I don't know, two of them within like the same, within a week and a half time span. So I'm not sure what was going on during that time, but yeah. So I'm not like one of those. I'm not like a bad driver, period. So I'm driving, and I'm coming up on this major intersection, which has a gas station here, and it has, behind the gas station there is a apartment complex. On this side is a shopping center with food, and then also a bus stop. So as I'm driving, I see the green light. Traffic is moving. It's dark outside, and I pass the green light, going the speed limit, and kabloom, boom, bam, plop. And I'm like, oh my God, please God. The first thing I said was, please God. Sorry to say it, don't swear it, chick. Please, Lord, let that have been a deer. Please, God, let that been a deer. And the next light, which wasn't far from the second light. It was, and I don't even know why they have those lights so close by, but it's another intersection, like walking distance. Um, so I hit this hear this thud in my car. The windshield completely cracked, and I pull over to the turning lane because I was in the middle lane. I get over 2 lanes over, and I get to the light, and I make a U-turn. The whole time I'm just praying to God, like, please God, please God, please God. I don't know what was it, what was it. And as I'm going back, I see cars on the side of the road. So it immediately hit me that, oh my God, I hit somebody. And so I make the U turn and come back to right in front of. So when I make the U turn, the person and the people was standing here, and my car is here. I get out the car and I am like completely shattered. Like, I felt like my soul jumped out of my body because I looked over and I see this young lady laying on the ground, not moving. People are hovering over her, and I'm just crying because I didn't know what to do. And my kids were in the back seat of the car, like I'm just, and my phone was dead. Thank God. I'm very thankful. Like, things happen for a reason. Like, and I, to this day, I'm so glad that my phone was dead, because this was during the time when a lot of people were, you know, texting and talking on texting and driving. Like, texting and driving, the commercials had just started to kind of no texting and driving and, stuff. So I was so glad that my phone was dead, because that was a telltale sign for the police to know that I wasn't on my phone. I was completely paying attention to the road. I just didn't see this girl. So I, I am a firm believer that, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, it's just like God just knew like what needed to happen at that time, because when I got out the car, um I'm parked and I'm laughing to keep from crying, because I get emotional about this, because it's still, I think about it every day, every time I pass, and I have to pass this intersection every single day. But or every, not every day, but every time I go to that side of town, like, I can't avoid basically going through that, and I always think of it. Not so much as I used to. It used to be like every single time. Now it'll just pop up from time to time. But so when I pull over and this white man comes up to me, and he is, telling me to calm down, it's gonna be okay. And he says, I'm a police. I saw the whole thing. I was at the light right there. And I was like, and I'm, frantic, and I'm telling him the light was green. I didn't see her. I didn't know people were walking across the road. I didn't mean to do it. I'm so scared. What am I gonna do? My phone is dead. I need to call my husband. Like, I'm just crying. Like, tears are just pouring. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. My kids are in the back. The kids are crying. It was just a pretty mess. But again, I'm so thankful that the police was able to. It was a off-duty police. He was not in uniform or anything, but he was at the intersection. So I'm going this way, and the police was at the light. So he was stopped at the light, and he knew he was stopped. So his light was red and mine was green. So that's how they knew that, yes, I did not run a red light. I didn't run a yellow light. She was just walking illegally across the road in an illegal spot in the middle of the highway. And I'm just like, it's dark. She had on dark clothes. Like, I wasn't even, like, it's just, you don't think that people are gonna be walking across a four 6 lane highway at night in the dark, in dark clothes. Like, you just don't think that. And I was just so distraught, and the police let me lose his phone. And I called my husband. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, I just hit somebody, and I don't know if she's there. I got something about, and I don't know if she's there. She's laying on the ground. You need to get here. I don't know what to do. So within, like, my husband, he was working at the time. Like, it was I know it's like 30 minutes away, and he was there in like 15 minutes. Like, I'm just like, when he popped up so soon, and I just gave him a hug, and I'm just crying. And all I could do is just keep saying, I didn't mean to do it. I'm so sorry. Like, I just kept pleading and telling her sorry. And then next thing you know, I hear these people behind me, because it was a big gas station. It happened right in front of a gas station. And now that I know, after hearing, stories about, from the Loria and everything, I know that she was crossing from the bus stop to go home. She lived in the apartments behind the store, and her family members were there at the store and saw her get hit. So they had rushed out, and they were just, and I was scared to death. So I was like, I'm glad, because they were kind of, I could hear them talking shit, and I'm just like, wasn't my, in my, I wasn't even saying that then, but as time passed, I'm like, they were just talking trash, and I know that they were doing it because, that's I would have probably done the same thing, but it wasn't my fault, and that's all I can think. Like I would have swerved. Like it wasn't a lot of cars coming, and that's probably why she decided to dodge out in traffic and not even. I don't know. I don't remember her running across. Like I just don't remember seeing her. Like I did not see her at all until I whipped back around after hitting her and seeing her on the ground. But they were just talking junk, and then one of her family members came beside me, and she was, consoling me. I think that's the word. But she was saying it's okay, and it's not funny, but she was like, she a big girl, she gonna be all right. And I'm thinking like, oh my god, um I can't even imagine somebody saying that. Like, just because she's a big girl doesn't mean she's gonna be okay. She just got hit by a car. Like, and she was just, trying to be nice. And people don't know what to say in those situations. So I'm pretty sure that was kind of what it was. But, anyways, so come to find out, after a couple days and them calling my insurance, um, the good thing and how I know God was in that situation is because um, I didn't do anything wrong. I was driving right. I came back, checked on her. And she did have like broke her leg. It was a couple things. It wasn't life threatening, but it was very serious things, as far as I know. And she wanted to sue me, but my insurance took care of it because I didn't get a ticket or anything, and it wasn't my fault. Because she was illegally crossing, and I had the right of way. So when people say pedestrians have the right of way, it's not always the case. And I felt bad because I don't know if she had insurance. I don't know if my insurance paid her out anything. I just know she wasn't able to sue me and make me liable for the damages because it was her fault. So I just always wonder, like, did she get any insurance money? Like, I hope she did because I'm sure she had to be out of work. Did she have kids? And it was always in the back of my mind. Like, I felt sorry for her. Um, I did not carry any guilt, which I thought that I would, but I didn't because I knew that I was in the right and I did the right thing. I just felt sorry for my kids. We don't talk about it. I don't know if they even remember, but they were kind of, I know my oldest daughter was kind of old enough to remember probably, but I just felt sorry for them because they had to experience it too. Like, to see, I try not to let them see. I was telling the police, don't let them see, her down there, because she looked like she was dead at first. I didn't see any blood or anything, but my window, the windshield was completely cracked, like from the passenger side. The the light was damaged. The hood was inside, so it looks like she hit the front, popped on the hood of the car, hit the window, and then flew off back to the ground. And it was just unbelievable that she wasn't as, more hurt than what she was. And I was just very thankful that she wasn't, and that she, had, serious and not life threatening danger, injuries. I wish she wouldn't have had those, and I wish she wouldn't have been walking through the street. It's just, it was just like, I can't believe it. Like, I really legit thought I hit a deer, because people just don't walk across the street at night in dark clothes and there's a green light. Like, if she would have waited, I don't even believe there was any cars behind me, to tell you the truth. I don't know that to be facts, but it wasn't a lot of traffic on the road. So I didn't get to go see my niece. I had to call being born. I had to call and let them know what happened. My mom and everybody was scared. So my husband, he ended up driving me back home. And he ended up driving me back home, and he ended up driving me back home. And So it's just like I just couldn't believe that something like that, like people would do that. Like it just didn't. But anyways, so the long story short, like it was one of the scariest, most traumatic things that happened to me in my life. Like legit. And that it just made me a better driver. Made me more cautious. I still do make mistakes and pick up my phone when I'm driving sometimes. Um, but I always always immediately go back to you don't want to hit nobody else. Like put your phone down. So it keeps me on my toes. And I haven't heard anything else. Like maybe a year or so after it happened, she tried to sue me again, but my insurance company, like, they blocked it again. So I had the same insurance company, but they were like, no, like, and they told me like I'll bet if she tried to sue me, if I get anything from lawyers or anything, to just give them a call and let them handle it. So as far as I know, she wasn't able to get anything extra. I hope that she got something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I might be able to call and see if anything was paid out, but I never, during that time, it took me a while to kind of just like not even talk about it because it was so scary. But oh, I was saying that when my husband drove me home, all I could do was like cry. Like he was just comforting me and, trying to keep me calm because I was completely shaken up. Like it really shook the life out of me almost. Like, I was so, so scared and so nervous. And my mom came and I talked to her about it. And, my sister called and, you know, they, try to make, it was alright in hearing the story and, trying to make sense of it all. And at the end of the day, just don't cross highways. There's a walking section. Wait until it's safe and you don't see moving cars. Don't try to do it at night. Like, pedestrians do not always have the right of way because at that time, I said before, like, she hit my car. Like, literally, I felt that's how I felt afterward, thinking about it. Like, she hit me. I technically, she didn't, but so that's my story of my most traumatic story in my life so far, um, and how I hit a pedestrian. Yeah. So if you guys have any traumatic stories that you want to share and that you um, have videos of, link them below or talk to me down below in the comments and let me know what your experience was. Like, how would you feel if you ever hit someone, mistakenly by a car? Like, please don't tell me you hit somebody on purpose because I don't want you to go to jail, okay? But if it was an accident or if you've gotten hit, like, so share with me your experience and um yeah, let me know. Let's chat. So hopefully this won't be the last of my story time. I really enjoyed telling stories. But I wanted to get this one out and then go from there. So next time I have a really, really good juicy one that I want to share. I'm nervous about that one too, but it's juicy, so I know somebody's gonna like it and eat it up. So until next time, bye.